My name is York. I'm a health educator, and I'm training you to be your own best health educator and for your families. So often we run to the doctor and we make it worse. And all that's required often is a good rest, good food, and a bit of stress-free, a bit of bed rest. And bacteria have and are beating us and killing us and making us ill, often because we give ourselves or are happy to have an antibiotic, which really breaks down our immune system and our ability to fight it. The very first vaccine that was discovered by man was a smallpox vaccine. It cost almost nothing to produce. Totally natural. Smallpox, let me introduce that to you, was a terrible plague that would come and disappear throughout the whole of Europe. Smallpox is, and I've seen photographs of people with smallpox, kids, adults, like big buttons on the skin, all over the body. And 70% would recover, 30% would die for those who got this disease. So those 70% that recovered, they have their life, but their face and their body would be scarred seriously. You might have seen people with very serious acne. They had acne as a child. And that acne, like pockets or pox, would be with them for the rest of their life. In 1796, Edward Jenner in England recognized that milkmaids would never get smallpox. Of all the groups of people, children would get it, male, female, blacksmiths, farmers, but milkmaids, none. He said, this is funny, why? The reason was because they had been infected with cowpox when they milked the cow. And he recognized their hands had these little small pox, not only so serious and heavy. And the cow's udders also had these small little lesions. And he said, maybe if I take some of this cowpox and I infect myself with it, I won't get smallpox. Well, he could easily persuade himself, but to try and persuade other people was not so easy. And for 2 years, he walked around and he said, for no cost, I will give you a vaccine. I will inoculate you that you'll never get smallpox. Would you run this unknown experiment? Would you join? Well, nobody did until a father brought his 8-year-old son named James, and he said, I would hate my son to die. And I would hate him to get this disease and grow up with lesions on his face. You can try your experiment on him. And James was given some cowpox pus that was scratched into his muscle. And a month later, they gave him the real smallpox scratched into his blood. It didn't affect him. And another month later, they tested him again. And he was immune. And he lives to tell the day. You know, he was able to live to tell others. But once one person had volunteered and it was proven to be totally safe, people said, please, we want this vaccination. And I also had that vaccination because after the Second World War, throughout Europe and in the New World, in the United States, New York, there was suddenly an emergence of this smallpox that came like a plague. People didn't need to be persuaded to take this vaccine. I think it was compulsory. And as a schoolboy, we would get 2 little scratches on our arm, and for many years, 20 years, I had a scar on my arm, and they would scratch and put this smallpox pus from a cowpox. My system, they told us, the nurse would say, you might feel a bit flu-like in a week or 2, but you'll be fine. And indeed, we all survived. And in 1980, the World Health Organization said, smallpox, there's so few pockets of it across the world that they declared it no longer a disease that was around. People in the known world had acquired what we know as herd immunity. And so, a first vaccine, it was there all the time, but man needed to discover it, to use it. It cost almost nothing, very quick and easy, and I don't think it needed to be made compulsory because people saw the benefit. God bless you.